Hey gamers, it's G from the corner, and Gamecube NSO, what the heck? I'd say this is the biggest surprise that came out of the Switch 2 Direct, but there was like a million other things that had me speechless, so I'm not even gonna try and argue. We're really getting Gamecube NSO, huh? After Nintendo spent like half the Switch generation remastering a ton of Gamecube games like Pikmin, Pikmin 2, Metroid Prime, and Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door. We're really still gonna try and do this? Okay, sure, why not? Let's do it. Yeah, you know what? I'm excited. The GameCube is one of my favorite Nintendo systems. It used to be my favorite. As time has gone on, I've kind of reflected and realized, you know what? It might have the best Mario spin-offs, but I think there are quite a few other consoles that have better everything else. So, you know what? I want to talk about it though. I'm excited to see what they bring to NSO. You know, that now that it's a real thing that's happening, which is crazy to me, by the way. GameCube games are like so big. They are so big. We're not at NES games anymore. We are now at a level of game that I'd be willing to spend $30 to $40 on. And you're telling me that's in a subscription service like NSO. The NSO is now the best value in gaming. You get the classic games that defined this entire industry. Just on your Switch too. For like $60 a year? That's nothing. $63 a year, I think it is. Yeah, for Canadian. That's nothing. That's, oh my gosh. Oh my, such a good service. But anyway, they revealed the lineup of games that are coming at launch. We have F-Zero GX, fantastic. Wind Waker, fantastic. I'm surprised that they're doing that and not just releasing Wind Waker HD. That's crazy. And Soul Calibur 2. Oh, baby. That's one for the homies. That's a classic right there. So what else is coming to this service? Let's talk possibilities. Let's talk all that can happen. Because having a third-party game there day one, oh man. Oh, there's some juicy things that could come to this service. Okay, look, this is probably going to be a long one, honestly, a long wish list of games. I don't know if the length is going to reflect that, but man, I love the GameCube, and there's so many games that could come to this service. And unlike the other consoles, I'm talking about a game that we know like 8 games coming. Let's start there, actually. Let's start with the games that we already know are coming to the system at some point. Like the last few times they've announced game consoles for Switch Online, they've given us a little teaser of games that are coming in the future. Those games include Pokemon Coliseum, Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness, Super Mario Sunshine, Luigi's Mansion, Chibi Robo, and Mario Strikers. Okay, look, Coliseum and XD Gale of Darkness, not the greatest games in the world. I think they're fine. Personally, I think Stadium 1 and 2 are more exciting additions because those games have fun multiplayer offerings. But I mean, Coliseum and XD Gale of Darkness coming are really cool because Pokemon Company keeps advertising those games and there's been no legal way to play them since the GameCube. So I'm very happy for the Pokemon fans. That is such an obvious Pokemon Day drop, by the way. Get ready. Pokemon Day 2026. They're going to be like, happy anniversary. Gen 10 coming later this year. Here is both XD and Coliseum on Switch Online. It's going to be beautiful. Beautiful. By the way, they renamed Switch Online to Nintendo Classics. Interesting. Very interesting. Okay. Mario Strikers, Mario Sunshine, Luigi's Mansion. Man. Sunshine, I could already play on my Switch because 3D All-Stars, but it's nice that that's finally readily available. The original Luigi's Mansion is so good. Everybody gets to play that game now. No more, don't play Dark Moon. Just buy like a month of this and play Luigi's Mansion on Halloween night. It's so good. But Mario Strikers on GameCube, not in my wildest dreams. Never in my wildest dreams. This game getting re-released on the Switch too. Battle League is like a big disappointment, but this is the best Strikers game, and I'm so happy to have it on modern Nintendo hardware. And during the Treehouse Live segment where they showed GameCube games, this was on the home menu. They said that it's not going to be there at launch. They were like, 3 of the games here will be at launch, but that game won't. But that to me very clearly shows that, the build within Nintendo is the build that includes the first game coming after the fact, which is indeed Mario Strikers. So maybe we get Mario Strikers in July. That'd be amazing. I'd be very happy about that. But that's everything we know right now. And that probably takes us till about the end of the year, which is fun. Oh, Chibi Robo too. Chibi Robo, amazing. Fire Emblem Path of Radiance. Forgot about that one too. How did I forget about that one? I'm not a Fire Emblem fan. Sorry, guys. Those are all very exciting though. Those are all very exciting games, but there's so many more exciting games. And I'm going to just list a lot of obvious stuff. I know, like, what do we want on the GameCube service? This game, this game, this game. Like, obviously. But I just want to remind everybody what's possible now. What this app is going to be in 2-3 years from now is going to be the greatest gaming compilation in this industry has ever seen. This is gonna be absolutely insane. Okay, number one, Kirby Air Ride. We're getting Kirby Air Riders. Obviously, we're gonna get Kirby Air Ride on NSO at some point. I mean, come on, we have Paper Mario on NSO, 1,000 Euro remake, and obviously we'll get Air Ride on NSO. That's amazing, fantastic game. I don't need to say anything else about it. We'll probably gonna do a legacy review on Kirby Air Ride, honestly, considering that the sequel is coming out. So be on the lookout for that. Animal Crossing. Let's talk Animal Crossing. I talked about Animal Crossing on N64. I no longer want that. I don't want that. Don't do that, Nintendo. Do this instead. Will I play it again? Maybe. Will I do a video series on it again? No, but I would like it on Switch too. 2 Animal Crossing games on 1 Nintendo console has actually never been done before. Technically, you can play Wild World on the 3DS, but let's not talk about that. GameCube Animal Crossing on Switch 2 would be a godsend, genuinely. It would be one of the coolest fucking things ever. Coolest thing. Cool as ice. And, it's not ice at all. Doshin the Giant. I already talked about Doshin the Giant. But if we got the PAL version on Switch Online, I think that'd be a much better version to get because it is in English. I would totally play it. Yeah, that would be sick. That'd be so sick. All right, let's talk Mario for a second. We saw quite a bit of Mario coming to Switch Online, but I want a little more, and I want the parties. I want all 4 of them, 4, 6, and 7, 5. I was about to say I really want this one, but actually I just want all of them. I literally, one day, if they just say all 4 of them are on NSO, I think all my friends will get a heart attack. I think we'll literally just pass out on the spot. Genuinely, those are the best Mario parties to this day. I mean, like 6 at least in my mind is a better game than Jamboree. And getting 7 Mario parties on Switch Online sounds so euphoric. Sounds impossible, honestly, but if they make it happen, that's gonna feel so good. God, the best thing about GameCube NSO is that we've never gotten a retro lineup of GameCube games on a Nintendo console. Like, there was never GameCube Virtual Console. So GameCube NSO is very, very exciting. And while we're on the topic of Mario Kart Double Dash, that'd be a cute one to throw on. Why not? It definitely wouldn't replace Mario Kart World, so I don't think Nintendo's worried about that. So let's put Double Dash on NSO. And you know what? Mario Power Tennis too. That's the only other Mario spinoff I really care that much about on GameCube. Honestly, Superstar Baseball is not as good as Sluggers, and I've never been the biggest Toadstool 4 is the greatest game ever made guy, but I want those. I want those on Switch Online. Okay, next up, Star Fox Assault. I think that game is sick. That game would be amazing on here. I'd say Star Fox Adventures, but I'm not the biggest fan of Star Fox Adventures. I've never played it. My coworker has. He loves it. So put it on the service for him. I want Assault, though. Assault is just a beautiful game. It has a fantastic orchestra. It's the best Star Fox game, in my opinion. 64 is pretty good as well. I mean, I don't know. Those are the 2 good ones in my mind. Let's keep going, though. Let's keep going. Do I want Pokemon Channel? No. Not in a million years. But what I do want is Shadow the Hedgehog 2005. Okay, let's pull it back a little bit. You know what would make the Sonic fans really happy? If we finally got Adventure 2, Heroes, and whatever other GameCube era Sonic game you personally like on a modern system. And this is the perfect excuse to do it. Sega doesn't have to do anything. They just put DX on Switch Online and people will eat it up. People will be like, I love this version of the game actually because I can play it on my Switch too. I think that's a perfect thing to do. And I'm surprised the Sonic fans haven't already started talking about wanting it to happen. Okay, now next up, let's talk a little personal here. You know what one of my favorite GameCube games is? Just a hidden gem amongst hidden gems. Wario World. This is a 3D beat-em-up platformer where you play as the Fat Man himself. And he picks people up, he chucks them across the room, he spins them around, he pile drives them. It's such a visceral, raw game. Having that on Switch Online would make me so happy. Playing that game on a handheld, that game is so fantastic, and I feel like it's a must-have on NSO. Let's go back to Sega for a second here with third-party stuff. Let's get Crazy Taxi on NSO. That would be exciting. Crazy Taxi is not on modern systems, and we are going to be getting a revival of it pretty soon, but getting it on Switch 2 on NSO would be pretty damn cool, in my opinion, at least. But that has me thinking about a weird game. Not a weird game, but a cult classic that a lot of people want back that doesn't really have a good excuse to come back, but I think Switch Online might be time for it to return. There's been quite a few licensed games on Switch Online before. You got GoldenEye, obviously. Weird Quest for Camelot game on Game Boy NSO, but it set a precedent. So I want Simpsons Hit and Run on Nintendo GameCube, Nintendo Classic Switch Online Expansion Dong Pack. Yeah, whatever it's called now. I want Simpsons Hit and Run on there because that is a GTA clone with The Simpsons, and it's very funny. I want to play that game. I played a little bit of it on an emulator when I was a wee lad. I want to play it on the Switch too. What else? Come on, what else? It's got to be coming to me. The GameCube is one of the all-time greatest systems. We're not getting Resident Evil 4. We're not getting Prime 1. We could get Prime 2, though. We could get Prime 2, you know, if the situation allows for it. I mean, hey, Prime 4 is coming up. I'm sure they want to market it. It'd be kind of weird to be like, Prime 4 is coming to Nintendo Switch. So to celebrate, we're putting a game only on Switch 2. Have fun, guys. I don't know. I think it'd be cute, though. I think it'd be cute. Do I want Pokemon Box on Switch Online? Definitely not. Definitely not. I don't want Pokemon Box on Switch Online. But you know what? I think it's time we talk about the big elephant in the room, okay? They announced Kirby Air Riders. It's Sakurai's next game. I don't even... Oof. Oh my gosh. When are we getting Smash Bros? Right? It's going to be a while. So obviously, Nintendo's got to keep the fans satiated. I think at some point this year or next year, they're going to be like, hey, Smash 64, it's on N64 NSO, and Melee is on NSO GameCube. If that happens, it's done deal. Everybody's going to lose their shit. The NSO expansion pass will gain 10 million subscribers that day. Mark my words. You're going to see such an uptick in subs on that thing. It's going to be ridiculous if they put Melee on the service. Melee on the service, you know, it's funny because everyone thinks it's a given, but like 64 isn't even on the N64 service. So really, in my mind, it was always going to take a little while here, you know? I don't know, it's just exciting thinking of all these games coming to Switch Online, right? Like, I remember back when the Switch was coming out, I was hoping to get Virtual Console for N64 on it as soon as possible because the idea of taking those games on the go, on a plane ride, on a bus ride, anywhere was so tantalizing. It took us years to get to that point. It took us over 4 years and even longer for us to get like a really cool lineup of games on it. Like, I mean, I was imagining, man, it'd be so cool to play Mario Tennis and Mario Party 3 on my Switch, but that didn't become a reality until 2023. I was thinking about this in 2017, dude. But you know what I wasn't thinking was ever going to happen? GameCube NSO, GameCube on my Switch, you know? And I mean, it's not happening. It's happening on the Switch too. And you know what? That's so cool. I've kind of almost lost interest for seeing a lot of these games come over. I have so many ways I could get a hold of them. If I really want to deal with the market, I could buy, I could emulate. I could emulate on a PC that's sitting right in front of me right now, you know? But now that it's tied to a subscription service like this too, like, oh man, this is really cool. This is really cool. Okay, one more WarioWare Mega Party games. Why? Because it's a Nintendo first party game. Basically, this video is more so me being like GameCube NSO is really cool because I think almost all these games will show up eventually, except maybe Simpsons Hit and Run. That probably won't show up for a while. But like, man, GameCube's cool. Getting GameCube on Switch 2 as a subscription thing, that's going to be so cool. It's going to be the first time I'm ever that overwhelmed by NSO. I'm going to be like, man, is it worth paying for? Because holy, there's so much junk on this thing. Mario Party 6 online, Mario Strikers online, Double Dash online. Dude, this is going to be so good. This is going to be absolutely unreal levels of good. The only thing they need to do now is put LAN Double Dash online and only play 8-player online Double Dash. That's all they need to do. And this is peak. Yeah, that's all I really got to say about this topic, honestly. There's plenty more. I'm sure I could start talking about Four Swords Adventures and Donkey Kong and Donkey Kong Jungle. You get the point. I could keep going on games that could come over to the service, but we'd be here all day. Point is, NSO on GameCube is really cool. NSO on GameCube. NSO... No, you cannot play Nintendo Switch Online on a Nintendo GameCube. I'm looking at my GameCube right now. No, you can't do that. But NSO GameCube games is really, really exciting. Yeah, that's all I've got to say on the topic. Stay cornered. Keep yourselves cornered for much more on Switch 2, Nintendo, and other things gaming as well.